and a very warm welcome to the Internet of Things Made Simple. I'm Larry Bohumer. This is the 15th episode in our COVID-19 series, and I thank you very much for joining us. As always, big shout out to any first-time listeners. Welcome aboard, and welcome back to any of our returning contestants. If you find yourself with some time on your hands, I know many of us are kind of getting back to normal. We're not quite there yet. I encourage you to check out our webpage, the Internet of Things Madesimple.com. There's some great material there on IoT, all free for you to look at and to download. A while back, I did some reviews of some home automation products, and we had a whole new branch of listeners listen in on those. Some of them stuck around to listen to other episodes. As such, this is the first of two reviews of automation products, both from that big behemoth, Amazon, that I have in my home. Next episode, we will look at the Amazon Echo Flex, the lowest cost way to get into the Amazon family of automation products. But in this episode, we look at a product from a company that Amazon purchased, the Ring Indoor Camera. We'll talk about how it's set up, installation and placement, the camera in action, what I liked and did not like about it, and finally, who is it ideal for and should you buy one? We will start by setting the camera up. In past reviews, I have very highly praised Ring for how their devices were easy to set up. I, one of the least handy people anywhere, was able to install 2 Ring doorbell cameras with little issue. So this product must be a breeze, right? Well, you kind of let me down a bit here, Ring. It wasn't quite as easy as it should have been. Taking it out of the box, that's easy enough, just a cardboard box opener. And getting power to it involves plugging it into a standard wall outlet. So far, not that hard. The issue came when I tried to connect it to my Wi-Fi network. And tried. For over 30 minutes. I even reset my home Wi-Fi system, which pissed off my kids because they couldn't get on the internet for a few minutes. And finally, it decided to give in, and it connected. This is definitely not the usual way that Ring has worked for me, and I'm hoping that others didn't have this much fun, and maybe it was just my bad luck. Once it connected, the rest of the install went fairly smooth. I was able to easily add my camera to my collection of camera feeds on the Ring app. The camera is easy to adjust. It moves on a ball-type mount or socket, whatever you want to call it. You can easily adjust the live feed from the app, and once you have it where you want it, it kind of just sits there. There are 2 things I wanted to point out, which may or may not apply to your setup and installation. The first has to do with reflection off of windows at night. I do have one of these cameras pointing outside. It recorded very well during the first day, and when I looked at some of the overnight footage, it was quite unusable to view due to reflection from the window. A bit of snooping, I found out that if you turn off the IR light, it fixed the issue, and it did fix the issue. The next one has to do with animals, in my case, cats. It seems the cats must not have enjoyed being filmed at night. Not quite sure what they were up to, and they kept knocking the camera off the shelf in the middle of the night. I added some double-sided padded tape to the bottom of the camera, and this seems to have worked, so a bit of advice for you. Up next, we look at the camera in action. I did some research on this camera before I bought it, and I did notice some of the complaints were about the quality of the image from the camera. I'm not sure if people were expecting too much, at least in my opinion. This camera has a retail value of $60 US. I actually got it cheaper on sale. It's not the most expensive camera on the market. It seems that some are expecting motion picture level quality. Yeah, you're not going to film the next Avengers on this thing, but I found the camera's image quality to be fine. And to me, it was easily good enough to identify different people at a distance, especially in the daytime. If the camera faces outside, or at least a window, you're obviously going to have to deal with incoming light. Direct sunlight does affect the quality of the image of the camera, but no worse than other products I've had in the past. The other issue in many cases might be night vision. I don't think it really excels here. I couldn't make out things at night as well as I wanted to, but I also didn't have the highest expectation that it would. So I don't see a huge issue. Other people, based on online feedback, definitely seem to. The video feed is then sent up to a corresponding Ring smartphone or tablet application. Inside of that app, you can customize many different things about the feed, including customizing alerts based on different areas of viewing and different types of motion. I have mine set up to record only human motion and it disregards cars driving by, I think its capabilities in that way are definitely good enough for most. On to the likes and dislikes. I like its small size. It can fit just about anywhere. It's also not a bad-looking camera. It's not ugly by any means, so it's not going to look too far out of place in most homes on a shelf. Finally, I do like that it can be mounted on a wall or on a shelf, so that gives it a fair deal of flexibility. On the dislike side, as I've mentioned, the setup wasn't smooth, especially by Ring's normally high level of standard for ease of use. As well, while it's not horrible, as I mentioned, the night vision is not the best. When we come back, we'll wrap this up and discuss who this camera might appeal to the most. If you're already a customer of Ring's, perhaps using one of their other video products, this product is likely a good fit for you. I was able to add the feed to my existing feeds in the app, so it fits very well into the overall system. As well, I'm already a paid subscriber to their cloud service for video, so there's no additional cost to add this camera to my feed. If you fall into these camps, this camera is likely a no-brainer for you. But is the camera good for first-time buyers? That, to me, really depends on how many cameras you're likely to deploy over time. The camera system really only offers its maximum potential to paid customers who go for their cloud-based service. If you're buying a single camera, you're going to pay multiple times what a camera costs per year just to access those features. That doesn't make financial sense to me. But, on the other hand, if you're buying multiple cameras, or you think you may add a doorbell or other video products from Ring, it probably makes a lot of sense. Thanks again as always for listening. I look forward to hearing from you. The best place to start is our Facebook page, The Internet of Things Made Simple. If I'm connected to you on LinkedIn, drop me a note through that service. And if we're personally connected, send me an old-fashioned email or text. Remember to listen in next week for our review of the Amazon Echo Flex. Thanks again. I'm Larry Humor. Take care.